for MBA and Commonwealth Executive MBA programs. This program will also help the students of our BBA program. Today we will make an introductory discussion on marketing. Today we will cover the following agenda: the causes of internationalization, the definition of international marketing, the task of international marketing, the need for environmental adaptation. Dear audiences, before I start my discussion, may I request you all to bring a piece of paper and a pencil just to take some important notes that might help you to understand later. Now let us start with the first agenda, the causes of internationalization. We know that nowadays it is almost impossible on part of any country to be economically developed without being involved in international marketing. The causes that prompt a country to get involved in international marketing are as follows. Causes of internationalization: the saturation of domestic markets, high return on investment in foreign markets, need to establish early position in world markets, foreign firms are operating in home markets and thus domestic firms also need to operate in foreign markets, growth of world markets and regional trade areas, political and economic changes in Latin America, Asia, Eastern Europe, India and the former USSR. Let us move to the second agenda, the definition of international marketing. Simply, international marketing can be defined as the performance of business activities designed to plan, price, promote and direct the flow of a company's goods and services to consumers or users in more than one nation for a profit. From this definition, it is clear that an international marketer must operate in more than one nation. Actually, the main difference between domestic marketing and international marketing lies here in more than one nation. This more than one nation simply accounts for a lot of complexity and diversity. Basically, the marketing principles, concepts, processes are the same. Even the goal of business is to earn profit and it is universally applicable. Now the question is, if all these things are the same for a domestic marketer and an international marketer, then the question naturally arises why international marketing should be studied as a separate course. Actually, the basic problems lies with the environment within which the marketing programs, marketing plans and marketing strategies are implemented. The uniqueness of international marketing comes from a wide range of unfamiliar problems and a variety of strategies necessary to cope with different markets in different countries. That is why international marketing is much more complicated than Dear learners and audiences, I welcome you all to today's program. This program is designed for the students of our MBA and Commonwealth Executive MBA programs. This program will also help the students of our BBA program. Today we will make an introductory discussion on marketing. Today we will cover the following agenda: the causes of internationalization, the definition of international marketing, the task of international marketing, the need for environmental adaptation. Dear audiences, before I start my discussion, may I request you all to bring a piece of paper and a pencil just to take some important notes that might help you to understand later. Now let us start with the first agenda, the causes of internationalization. We know that nowadays it is almost impossible on part of any country to be economically developed without being involved in international marketing. The causes that prompt a country to get involved in international marketing are as follows. Causes of internationalization: the saturation of domestic markets, high return on investment in foreign markets, need to establish early position in world markets, foreign firms are operating in home markets and thus domestic firms also need to operate in foreign markets, growth of world markets and regional trade areas, political and economic changes in Latin America, Asia, Eastern Europe, India and the former USSR. Let us move to the second agenda, the definition of international marketing. Simply, international marketing can be defined as the performance of business activities designed to plan, price, promote and direct the flow of a company's goods and services to consumers or users in more than one nation for a profit. From this definition, it is clear that an international marketer must operate in more than one nation. Actually, the main difference between domestic marketing and international marketing lies here in more than one nation. This more than one nation simply accounts for a lot of complexity and diversity. Basically, the marketing principles, concepts, processes are the same. Even the goal of business is to earn profit and it is universally applicable. Now the question is, if all these things are the same for a domestic marketer and an international marketer, then the question naturally arises why international marketing should be studied as a separate course. Actually, the basic problems lies with the environment within which the marketing programs, marketing plans and marketing strategies are implemented. The uniqueness of international marketing comes from a wide range of unfamiliar problems and a variety of strategies necessary to cope with different markets in different countries. That is why international marketing is much more complicated than domestic marketing. Dear viewers, let us go to the next agenda, the task of international marketing. International marketer must operate on three planes simultaneously. Some of these planes are related to company environment and the factors here are totally under the control of a marketer. Some of the planes are related to domestic uncontrollables and these uncontrollable factors are normally beyond the control of a marketer. and some of the factors are related to foreign uncontrollables. These factors are very much complicated, difficult to forecast, and absolutely beyond the control of a marketer. In fact, the basic task of an international marketer can be explained with the following picture. If we look at the picture, you see there are three circles. The innermost circle consists of some factors that are called domestic controllables or company. There are four factors here. Number one, price, product, channels of distribution, promotion. In this second circle, it is called domestic uncontrollables. There are as many as three factors. Number one, political or legal forces. Number two, competitive structure. Number three, economic climate. And the third circle consists seven forces. These forces are called foreign uncontrollables. These forces are: number one, political or legal forces; number two, economic forces; number three, competitive forces; number four, level of technology; number five, structure of distribution; number six, geography and infrastructure; number seven, cultural forces. Now, what is the task of an international marketer, and how this picture can help to understand what is the task of international marketer? Basically, a marketer has absolute control over the 4 P's, which is given in the innermost circle, and the basic task of international marketer is to mold these 4 P's so that these 4 P's can be adapted to domestic uncontrollables as well as foreign uncontrollables. The complexity of international marketing task depends on in how many countries a marketer is operating. Normally, the more the countries an international marketer operates, the more the activities become complicated. Now, let us see the second circle comprises 3 forces: political or legal forces, competitive structure, and economic climate. These forces are not controllable. That is why a marketer needs to alter his marketing program to adapt to these forces. Say, for example, in case of political or legal forces, a marketer cannot control it, and it directly affects the marketing activities of an international marketer. Say, for example, if Bangladesh government takes a political decision to raise the tax on imported cars, then how it will affect the marketing activities? Normally, if tax goes up, the cost price of a domestic marketer for a car will go up. As a result, he has to raise the price. When the price goes up, it is likely that the sale of the car will go down, and finally he would be affected. Now we see another decision. I mean, when US government imposed sanctions on the trade with Iran, Iraq, then what happened? The US people, I mean international marketers, were not able to do business in Iran or Iraq. As a result, they also lost an amount of profit, and they were directly, I mean adversely affected by the political decisions of the US government. Now you see the domestic economic factors, they also directly affect the marketing activities, because how much a marketer is able to invest in domestic as well as foreign markets depends on what is the economic condition of a country. Similarly, we have to say the competitive structure, it also affects the marketing activities of an international marketer, because it directly affects the international plan of a marketer. Now, let us see the third circle, which consists of 7 forces, and I told before that it is not possible, and it is not possible to control. These forces are absolutely beyond the control of a marketer, and it is very difficult to predict these forces. That is why a marketer has to mold his marketing program to adapt to these forces. But before designing a marketing program, a marketer needs to analyze how these 7 forces influence the marketing programs. And one of the problems in assessing the influence of these forces on marketing program is that a marketer might face a number of problems, because the economic conditions and the differences in technology, the cultural differences, all these things make it very much complicated to assess the influence of these forces on marketing programs. And sometimes a marketer might get a substantial dose of cultural, political and economic shocks while assessing the influence of these factors on marketing programs. Sometimes dynamic upheavals create a problem of dramatic change in cultural, political and economic climates, as happened in China when Chinese government decided to move from a communist economic system to a free market economic system. Differences in technology and expertise also create problem on part of an international marketer. One of the problems in international marketing is alien status. Normally, when a domestic marketer enters foreign market, he is not treated as a native. In fact, the foreign people, I mean foreign customers, impose alien status on the marketer. As a result, what happens? He may not get the right benefits, he may not get the right advantage as he is supposed to get from the foreign markets. This alien status, imposed alien status, makes the task of international marketing much more complicated. For example, in 1970s, Indian government imposed some restrictions on Pepsi-Cola company, Coca-Cola company, IBM and also some other multinational companies. In case of Pepsi and Coca-Cola company, the Indian government forced these companies to divulge the business secret of preparing these products or to leave the Indian market, and finally the company left Indian markets. This is because of alien status. Sometimes radical political shifts in foreign markets might result in confiscation, expropriation or domestication, and because of these 3 risks, a marketer lose its capital, marketer might lose the profit, even a marketer is forced to withdraw its business activities from the foreign markets. Likewise, in foreign markets, a marketer might face problem due to the differences in the level of economic development, geography, infrastructure, level of distribution, level of technology, etc. All these differences make the activities of a marketer much more complicated. Thus, we see that the activities of an international marketer are much more complicated, difficult than the activities of a domestic marketer. But the task of an international marketer is to assess how these domestic as well as foreign uncontrollable factors affect the marketing programs of a marketer. Since a marketer has got absolute control on the marketing programs, the marketer needs to adapt his marketing programs to adapt to these uncontrollable forces. If a marketer can ensure the right adaptation, I am sure that a marketer would be successful in the foreign markets. Now, we will discuss the next agenda, that is called the need for environmental adaptation. I told you that the success in international marketing largely depends on how an international marketer can adjust his marketing programs to these uncontrollable forces. Now, see what is an adaptation. Adaptation can be defined as adaptation is a conscious effort to anticipate the influences of foreign and domestic uncontrollables on marketing mix, and then to adjust marketing mix to achieve marketing objectives. For adaptation, a marketer needs to adjust his marketing programs to foreign markets. To do this, a marketer needs to analyze and interpret the influence of these uncontrollables on the marketing mix where a marketer wants to operate. Actually, it is very difficult to assess the influence of these uncontrollable factors on marketing programs. This task is really very much challenging. In dealing with unfamiliar markets, a marketer must be aware of the frame of reference he uses in making decision or evaluating the foreign markets. In domestic market, a marketer's frame of reference is very much simple, because a marketer responds to these forces automatically. He does need to think about it, but when a marketer enters foreign market, the frame of reference creates a big problem. So, for the sake of adaptation, a marketer needs to forget his own frame of reference. He needs to cultivate a frame of reference that goes beyond his country culture, beyond a region. Instead, a marketer needs to see the foreign marketing problems in its true lights, and marketer needs to cultivate cultural empathy, by which a marketer can see the foreign problem, a marketer can analyze the foreign problems in their lights. And if a marketer can do this, he can ensure the success. Thus, it is said that adaptation is very much essential, and for the sake of adaptation, a marketer should forget his own frame of reference, and he needs to cultivate cultural empathy that helps in designing the right marketing programs that can be adapted to foreign markets. Dear learners and viewers, this is all about of today's program. We have covered some of the basic aspects of international marketing. Through this discussion, you get to know why a country get involved in international marketing, what's the definition of international marketing, and what's the basic difference between domestic marketing and international marketing, and why international marketing task is much more complicated than domestic marketing, and what is adaptation and how the adaptation process helps a marketer to achieve its success. Dear viewers, if you have any question or queries or investigations, please contact us. We'd be grateful to help you if you need. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Dear learners and viewers, today I welcome you all to today's program. This program has especially been designed for the students of our MBA program and Commonwealth Executive MBA programs. I am pretty sure that this program will help the students of our BBA program. Today we will make a discussion on challenges, stages and strategic orientation of international marketing. Before I start discussion, may I request you all to take a piece of paper and a pencil just to take some important notes. Today we will cover the following agenda: the SRC and associated ethnocentrism, framework for cross-cultural analysis, developing a global awareness, stages of international marketing involvement, strategic orientation. Dear audiences, let us start with the first agenda, SRC and associated ethnocentrism. We know that the success of international marketing depends on adaptation to the environmental differences from one market to another. The primary obstacle to success in international marketing is the SRC and associated ethnocentrism. Let us see what SRC means. SRC stands for self-reference criterion. It is a basic obstacle to adaptation on part of a marketer to the environmental differences. Now we see the definition of SRC: an unconscious reference to one's own cultural values, experiences and knowledge as a basis for decision. Here a marketer unconsciously expects that everybody is like him. Here marketer assumes that every consumer has the same cultural values, knowledge and experiences, which is not true. Now let us see what is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism stands, or it is the notion that one's own culture or company knows best how to do things. This is the idea that things done in your culture is the correct or best way of doing things. Here a marketer doesn't look through the eyes of a foreign consumer. Actually both the SRC and associated ethnocentrism impede a marketer's ability to assess the foreign market in its true light. As a result, what happens? A marketer designs his marketing program that doesn't match the foreign market. That's why a marketer needs to develop a frame of reference that goes beyond a country or beyond a region, it must encompass the whole world, and then a marketer would be able to perceive the foreign market in its true light, and finally the marketer would be able to design the marketing program that rightly matches the foreign markets. And I am sure that if a marketer can do, he can ensure the success in international markets. Let us start the next agenda, cross-cultural analysis. Cross-cultural analysis can be defined as a model used to avoid errors in business decision. Cross-cultural analysis helps a marketer to avoid the influence of SRC and to maintain a vigilance regarding ethnocentrism. Now see how a marketer can avoid the influence of SRC and its associated ethnocentrism. Actually, to avoid it, a marketer can use a framework for cross-cultural analysis. The cross-cultural analysis framework has got 4 steps. Number 1, define the business problem in home country cultural traits, habits or norms. Number 2, define the business problem in foreign country traits, habits and norms through consultation with natives of the target country. Make no value judgments. Number 3, isolate the SRC influence in the problem and examine it carefully to see how it complicates the problem. Number 4, redefine the problem without the SRC influence and solve for the optimum business goal situation. Now we will discuss the next agenda, developing global awareness. A successful marketer will have global awareness and a frame of reference that goes beyond a region and encompasses the globe. A globally aware marketer must have the ability to maintain objectivity, tolerance for cultural differences and knowledge of cultures, business customs, practices, history, world market potentials and global economic, political and social trends. Global awareness can be obtained by applying the following approaches. Select individual managers for their demonstrated global awareness. Develop long-term personal relationships with foreign customers, agents and partners. Have a culturally diverse senior executive staff or board of directors. Don't fall in love with other country culture. In developing global awareness, a marketer can follow all the approaches that I have stated right now, and a globally aware marketer must be able to ensure success in the foreign markets, and he would be much more efficient compared to other marketers just to handle all the problems he faces in the foreign market and to design the correct and appropriate marketing programs suitable for that markets. Now we will discuss the stages of international marketing. A marketer may be involved in international marketing fully or partially. In terms of his commitment and devotion to international marketing activities, a marketer might vary substantially. At the one extreme, a marketer is a marketer who has no direct involvement in international marketing. At the other extreme is a marketer who is fully committed or devoted to international marketing activities. Based on the degree of involvement and commitment to international marketing activities, the international marketing can be grouped into 5 stages. Number 1, no direct foreign marketing. Number 2, infrequent foreign marketing. Number 3, regular foreign marketing. Number 4, international marketing. Number 5, global marketing. A marketer normally moves from one stage to another stage sequentially, but it does not mean that without doing number 1 and number 2 a marketer cannot go to the 3rd or 4th or 5th. It happens, but it is little bit unlikely. But a marketer has the option to go through all the stages simultaneously. Now we will discuss the first on no direct foreign marketing. In this stage, a marketer does not actively cultivate customers in foreign market, although his products reach foreign markets via domestic wholesalers or distributors. Sometimes foreign marketers can directly come to the domestic marketer and buy product, and this product reaches the foreign markets. Sometimes the domestic marketer might get orders through web server. The important characteristics of this stage is that the marketer is not directly involved in any international or foreign marketing activities. Second stage called infrequent foreign marketing. Here marketer does not regularly do international marketing activities or encourage the marketer to sell products to foreign markets. When domestic demand goes up, marketer withdraws all foreign marketing activities. So here marketer does foreign marketing just to dispose of the surplus products as a result of temporary surplus. There is no or little change in company organization or company's marketing program. Only few companies fit this model because most customers want to have long-term relationships with their marketers. Now let us see the third stage, that is called regular foreign marketing. In this stage, a marketer has a permanent productive capacity devoted to produce the products to be sold in the foreign markets. In fact, in this stage, a marketer has got two plants. One is devoted to produce products and to sell in domestic markets, but in other plants which is fully employed for the foreign markets, and any products produced from this plant will be sold in foreign markets. The primary focus still is to serve the domestic customers or domestic markets. The profit a marketer earns actually comes from domestic market as well as foreign markets. But in this stage, the products or other marketing programs may be adapted just to suit the foreign markets, but the amount of adaptation is not much. It is simply minor adaptation or minor modification or alteration for the sake of adaptation. Now we will discuss the fourth stage, that is called international or multinational marketing. In this stage, a firm is fully committed and involved in international marketing. Here the firm directly recognizes that all the markets are not the same. There might be lots of differences from one market to another. That is why a marketer here produces country specific or region specific marketing programs. Over time, this type of companies move to global marketing. In this stage, the major part of the profit actually coming from different countries around the world. If a marketer is very much successful, the marketer tries to expand his business to many and many countries, and ultimately this marketer can emerge as a global marketer. And last stage is called global marketing. Here companies treat the whole world as a single market, and here market segmentation is not based on geographic region. Instead, segmentation decisions are made based on income levels, usage patterns, or other traits that span throughout the world. Global companies measure profit comes from around the world. Actually, Theodore Levitt is the promoter of global marketing. Theodore Levitt made a study long before, and he discovered that all the customers have some common traits, and based on these common traits it is possible to offer a standardized marketing program for the world markets. One of the advantages of standardized marketing program is a marketer is able to reduce the per unit cost substantially, because marketer does not need to produce different versions of product, different communication programs. Marketer simply can produce one version of product, marketer can set one price. As a result, the customer can get lot of benefits by having products at low price. But the problem of this approach is each and every customer is not the same. There might be some differences in terms of their expectations, in terms of their needs, wants, likings and dislikings. That is why modern marketers are saying that it is better to offer customized or adapted marketing program if you want to make a customer happy. And that is why some marketers are applying global marketing concept. Global means it is a combination of global marketing and local marketing. So the theme of global marketing concept is plan globally but act locally by accommodating different differences among the markets. Anyway, this is the last stage of international marketing. In fact, applying global marketing approach is unlikely. Instead, marketer partly apply global marketing concepts and partly apply international marketing concepts. The stages we have discussed are the gist of the stages of international marketing. I am sure that by going through this you will get a lot of benefits. Now we will discuss the last agenda, strategic orientation. Strategic orientation reflects management thinking and philosophical orientation of activities. Three strategic orientations are: number 1, domestic market extension orientation; number 2, multi-domestic market orientation; number 3, global orientation. Now we will discuss domestic market extension orientation. Here marketers seek the sale of domestic product to foreign markets. Here marketer does not adapt its marketing programs just for the sake of expanding its sales volume. A marketer enters foreign market. Here the primary market is domestic market and secondary market is the foreign market, and main profit comes from the domestic market. The second strategic orientation is multi-domestic market orientation. Here marketer recognizes that each and every country is completely different. That is why a marketer design marketing programs based on each and every market. Here marketer offer country specific marketing programs. In the real world, most marketers are applying this orientational approach. Now we are discussing the last one, that is called global orientation. Here marketer believes that the world is a single market, and marketer believes that if it is possible to design a universally applicable marketing program, people, I mean customers, will respond to this program. And that is why a marketer here designs a marketing program which is applicable to the global world, and marketer tries to make profit by doing business throughout the world simply by offering one marketing programs. I told before that it is impossible on part of a marketer to be a global marketer, but still in some cases, especially in medicines or some other products, a marketer can apply this approach. This is all. Today we have discussed some of the important aspects of international marketing. I am sure that this program will help you to understand the basic concepts that I discussed. If you have any question or query, you can contact us. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Dear learners and viewers, I welcome you all to today's program. This program has especially been designed for the students of our MBA program and Commonwealth Executive MBA program. I am pretty sure that this program will help the students of our BBA program. Today, the discussion is based on pricing in international market. Today we will cover the following agenda: the concept of price, pricing policy, approaches to international pricing. Dear learners, may I request you to bring a piece of paper and a pencil just to take some important notes during the session. Let us go to the first agenda, the concept of price. Price is one of the most important elements in domestic as well as international marketing. It is the only element in marketing mix that produces revenue, and all other elements represent cost. It is one of the most flexible elements in marketing that needs to be revised time to time in response to changes in market conditions, competitors' actions, and other factors. Let us see what's the definition of price. Narrowly, price is the amount of money charged for a product or service. This definition is faulty because this definition only includes the monetary cost, but price should include a number of other costs too. Let us see what's the broad definition of price. Broadly, price is the sum of all the values that a consumer exchanges for the benefits of having or using the product or service. This definition is more comprehensive and accurate because this definition includes all other costs. Normally, price should include the following cost: monetary cost, time cost, energy cost, and psychic cost. This cost should be included while setting a price. Price goes by different names: rent, tuition, fee, fare, rate, toll, premium, honorarium, bribe, dues, salary, commission, wage, tax. In international marketing, price is an important factor that helps a marketer to achieve his or her objectives. Setting the right price for a product can be a key to success or failure. Even when an international marketer produces the right product, sets the promotional activities rightly, and constructs the proper channel of distribution, the effort might fail if it is not priced properly. In setting the price must reflect the quality and the value a consumer receives in the product. Of all the tasks facing an international marketer, setting the price is the most difficult one. This problem becomes complicated when an international marketer decides to sell his product to different country markets. Dear audiences, let us move to the next agenda, the pricing policy. Active marketing in different country markets compounds the number of pricing problems and the variables relating to the price. In absence of well thought out, clearly defined pricing policy, a marketer sets price based on expediency instead of design of price. Unlike domestic pricing, international pricing can be affected by a number of factors. These factors are the country in which business is conducted, the type of product, competitive conditions, other strategic factors. Price and terms of sale shouldn't be based on domestic pricing criteria alone. In international marketing, a well thought out pricing policy is very, very important. In setting a well conceived pricing policy, an international marketer needs to consider two aspects. One is called pricing objectives and second one is called parallel imports. Dear audiences, let us talk about pricing objectives. Pricing can be viewed in two ways: pricing as an active instrument of achieving marketing objectives, pricing as a static element in business decisions. If prices are viewed as an active instruments, company uses price to achieve one of the following objectives: a targeted return or a targeted market share or some other specific marketing goals. If prices are used as a static element in business decision, then company exports only excess inventory, company places a low priority on foreign business, company views its export sales as passive contributions to sales volume. In setting a well thought out pricing policy, an international marketer also needs to consider a number of factors. These factors are total profit received, return on investment, market share, total sales volume, liquidity. The more control a company has over the final price, the better it is to achieve its objective. However, it is very difficult on part of an international marketer to put absolute control on the end price. The broader the number of product line and the larger number of countries involved, it is very difficult to control the end price for a product. Dear learners, let us talk about parallel import. Companies have to meet competition country by country and product by product. Side by side, companies have to guard against competition of their own subsidiaries. Due to price variations, a product sold in one market may be exported in another and undercut the price charged in that market. Let us see how parallel imports develop. Parallel imports develop when importers buy products from distributors in one country and sell them in another to distributors who are not part of the manufacturer's regular distribution system. Well thought out pricing decisions may help avoid the problem of parallel imports. For example, a Bangladeshi firm sells a product to a distributor in country X at a very low price. The same distributor is also selling the same product to country Y at a very low price to an unauthorized distributor in country Y. As a result, what happens? In country Y, there is a competition for the same product between two distributors, one distributor who is selling the product at a regular price and another distributor who is unauthorized and not a part of company's distribution system, and he is selling the same product at a low price. As a result, the company is also losing its profit, losing its sales volume, and also it also tarnishes the image for the company as a whole. Parallel import is lucrative when there is a wide variation in price between two markets. There are a number of causes of parallel imports. Let us see what are the main causes of parallel import. Restrictions brought about by import quotas and high tariffs. Price differences are greater than the cost of transportation. Variation in currency values in countries. Large price differentials between country markets. Exclusive distribution in a country. Let us see what are the effects of parallel imports. Basically, parallel imports damages the image of the company as whole. There are so many bad effects of these parallel imports. Now see what are the basic bad effects of parallel import. Loss of sales and profits, damaging trademarks in the long run, no warranty and other services. Since in parallel import some companies are selling at a high price and the unauthorized distributors who are selling the products at a low price. As a result, customers are more encouraged to buy the products at a low price from the unauthorized distributor. As a result, the company is also losing its profit and sales. At the same time, when the customers are buying products at a low price from an unauthorized distributors, he must find that the product is something different from the product produced by the company for the same market. As a result, people might have some bad impression about the product. And the unauthorized dealer doesn't have any scope to give any guarantee or any special service or warranties to the customers. As a result, customers become the worst victim of it. Dear viewers, let us talk about the last agenda, the approaches to international pricing. In pricing, the cost and the market are the main considerations, because a company cannot sell any product below the cost of production. Conversely, a company cannot sell any product to a customer that is too high and unacceptable to the consumer. A firm may apply any of the following pricing approaches while setting the price: variable cost pricing, full cost pricing, skimming pricing, penetration pricing. Firms unfamiliar with marketing in overseas markets and firms producing industrial goods normally set their price based on cost. Let us see how the variable cost pricing and full cost pricing works. Variable cost pricing considers only the incremental cost or marginal cost of producing goods to be sold in overseas market. Firms applying this approach assume foreign sales as bonus sales, and any contribution over the variable cost contributes positively to the net profit a company is earning. These firms may be subjected to dumping charge. Dumping is a concept where a firm sells its product below the cost price. Normally, an international marketer should avoid this dumping pricing. This approach is practical when a company's fixed cost is too high and company has got huge amount of unused capacity. Let us see what is full cost pricing. In full cost pricing, a marketer takes into account the full portion of fixed cost as well as variable cost. Firms applying this approach believes that there is no difference in terms of cost between the two units of the same product. This approach is more practical when a company's variable cost is pretty higher than its fixed cost. Let us see the skimming pricing and penetration pricing. The decision of whether to follow skimming or penetration pricing policy depends on the level of competition, the innovativeness of the product, and market characteristics. Penetration pricing is used when the objective is to stimulate market and the sales growth by offering products at a low price. The main objective of this pricing is to grab more market share and to have a strong foothold in the market. Normally, this strategy works as a competitive maneuver in the market. Dear viewers, these are the 4 approaches to international pricing, but an international marketer must consider that the demand and supply have got a strong influence over the price. Normally, market force determine the price. Thus, a marketer should set a price at a level that is acceptable to the consumer, and also it is consistent with the value a consumer receives. However, as market conditions change and different classes of people emerge in the market, a marketer should also revise this price. Dear audiences, this is all about the price. As a whole, we have discussed the concept of price, the pricing policy, and also the different approaches of price. An international marketer must be careful about it. If a marketer makes any mistake in setting the right price, whatever his product, channel of distribution, and promotional activities are, the effort may not work. Thus, a marketer should be very, very careful in setting price for the goods to be marketed in different country markets. Dear audiences, this is all about today's discussion. If you have any query or investigation, please contact us. We must be happy if we get your important suggestions. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Dear learners and audiences, I welcome you all to today's program. This program is designed for the students of our MBA and Commonwealth Executive MBA programs. This program will also help the students of our BBA program. Today, we will make an introductory discussion on marketing. Today, we will cover the following agenda. The causes of internationalization